Hi, welcome to the skillshub.life channel. If you're finding this valuable, if you're enjoying it, please hit the wherever it is like and subscribe button. Help as many people as possible. All right, we're going to talk about habits today and goals. I don't know about you, but there are a lot of people out there that have set goals. I want to get here by this time. I want to do that by that time, which is cool. It's fun. It's fun to cast that out and throw it out there and give it a shot. But that is not going to get you there on its own. What's going to get you there are your habits. All right. So make your goals, but that's only the first step. Let's talk about what else you need to do. All right. So to get to a certain goal, you need to become a certain kind of person. For example, if your goal is, I want to work on an animated show, all right? Let's take a voice acting goal as an example. You need to become a person who has the skills and the ability to pull those skills forth, the consistency, pull them forth on demand to be able to perform. You also need to build your business to the point where you have those contacts, you have those options, whether you're working in an indie market on indie projects or in a AAA market on, large company type things like Netflix or Amazon or DreamWorks, something like that. You need to establish that business, right? And you've got to become that person. It sounds like a big lift, but when you do it in little pieces over time, it's 100% manageable, and it comes down to your habits. So let's break this out into what are the habits you would need for something like this. You need the habits that are going to build those skills, right? The habit of practice, the habit of getting good feedback from people who are in the industry who know. It's fun to take stuff to friends and things like that and workshop it, and there's absolutely a place for that. We've built the workout rooms on Skills Hub for exactly that reason. And then there's a time when you need honest feedback from a professional. Start with somebody who's a working actor doing what you want to do. And then when you get really, really comfortable there, you feel like you've learned what they've put in front of you, then you go to what we call a buyer, a voice director, a casting director, a producer, people like that, and you get their feedback. But the habits, let's go back to habits. The habits here are practicing and checking in, right? And consistency. So let's look at how these break down into day-to-day habits, all right? There are a few of these, and there's the habits of doing and the habits of being. Now, your habits of doing are the showing up, the coming in, the picking up a book, the reading things out loud, the trying on different voices. That's a doing habit. Observing people around you, whether you're at the grocery store or the bank or online in a community, unique things will pop up to you, and you will log those ideas for voices. You can create voice memos out of them, little habits like that, and create a little library. That's the habit of being organized with your library of references and ideas and sort of sparks for new things, right? So those are doing habits. The habit, let's talk about business for a second because we haven't talked about that. The habit of listening more than you talk, especially when you meet creators, especially when you meet people who hired. There's such an urge to go, I do this, let me show you what I do. No. Be more interested than interesting. Trust me, you will get farther with that. You will build genuine relationships with that. That's a habit and a way of listening. Let's talk about the habits of being. Let's talk about the habit of how you see your identity, how you habitually think of yourself. If you're habitually thinking of yourself as a person who wants to get there, who wants to arrive in that new career, who wants to, you're reinforcing the identity of someone who wants to, not someone who is. Start to visualize. Create the habit, the being habit. It's a doing habit, but it will alter your being, of visualizing and seeing yourself in those rooms, seeing yourself with those genuine and authentic relationships that feed your career, feed your dreams, feed your community. Because ultimately you're creating a community, and out of that community is born opportunity, is born fun, is born joy. There's so much content being created now that's coming out of groups of like-minded people who just created something because they loved it, and then it takes off, right? Either way, you have a great time. Okay, so the habit of seeing yourself as that person. the habit of the way you talk about yourself, the way you think about yourself, the way you talk to yourself in your head. Let's lose the habit of self-criticism, replace it with the habit of self-compassion. Really sit with that, practice that, research that. Begin to take that on. That is a very, very powerful habit. The habit of multiple interpretations when things don't go your way. Instead of just going, see, it's because of this and this. The habit of pausing, going, maybe I don't know. Maybe there's 7 other things that could have been, the cause of that. And maybe none of them have anything to do with me. Maybe I just keep going. The habit of noticing what you're collecting evidence for. Am I collecting, because we're always collecting evidence to reinforce our point of view, right? Are you collecting evidence that you're on your way? Or are you collecting evidence that you're falling short? So really inventory your habits. When you sit down and you set goals and things like that, and you throw your hat over the wall, which is a beautiful thing, right? It's fun. It's so much of why we're here, right? Is that act of setting out on the adventure. Inventory your habits, because the habit are what are going to get you there. All right, let us know how it's going. Pop your questions in the comments, and I'm really glad you're here.